In this lesson, we will learn about percents and how to use ratio reasoning to find a percent of a quantity as a rate per 100. Terms to know: a percent is a fraction in which the denominator is 100. Percent is another name for hundredths, and the percent symbol actually means out of 100. Therefore, 35% means 35 out of 100. 35% is a fraction is 35 over 100. 35% is a decimal is 0.35. And 35% is a ratio is 35 to 100 or 35 to 100. You can also show a percent in a hundredths grid. You can shade 35 out of the 100 squares on the hundredths grid to represent 35. But of course, that's not what's being shown here. This would be 77%. Now, to convert a fraction to a percent, first step, set a proportion with the second fraction having 100 as the denominator, and then solve the proportion just like what you did in the last standard. For example, if I had 3 out of 4, and I want to convert that to a percent, I would go 3 over 4 equals something over 100. And then I just solve the proportion. This is building right off where we left off in the last standard. 4 times 25 is 100. 3 times 25 is 75. Your denominator is 100, so that means that is equivalent to 75%. Percent is a fraction. 20% of the students at Drew's school walk to school. There are 300 students in Drew's school. How many students walk to school? How do I write a percent as a fraction? Well, it's 20 over 100. And to solve this, I set up another proportion where 300 is lined up with 100. So that means 60 people out of 300 walk to school. Decimal to a percent. Times the decimal by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right. We will use the fractions 3 over 4, which is 0.75, written as a decimal, and 4/5, which is 0.8, written as a decimal. To convert these decimals to a percent, all you have to do is multiply it by 100. Two numbers. There we go. So 0.75 is the same as 75%. Percent of a number. First step, change the percent to a decimal. For example, if I had 25%, I would convert that to a decimal by moving the decimal place 2 places to the left, and then I would multiply. So, if I wanted to find 30% of 10, of means multiply. But my first step will be convert this to a decimal and multiply. 10 times decimal 3, and my answer is 3.